I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. The federal government's first secretariat meeting took place yesterday at the Umno headquarters in Kuala Lumpur. In a press conference following the meeting, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim revealed that the parties in the unity government had agreed to work together in the upcoming state elections. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has announced that all parties in the government have given their commitment to work together in the upcoming state elections. The decision came after the government's secretariat held its first meeting at the Umno headquarters in Kuala Lumpur tonight. Anwar said that they had also agreed to form 3 committees, including an electoral committee, which will start discussions on seat negotiations for the state polls again. He said the committee will deal with electoral matters and seat negotiations, as well as focus their work to ensure they have a solid base in facing the upcoming polls. The other 2 committees are the Government Agenda and Political Monitoring Committee and the Strategic Communications Committee. Anwar said the Government Agenda and Political Monitoring Committee will look at the federal administration's manifesto, as well as priorities such as the cost of living and relations between races and states. Meanwhile, Anwar said the Strategic Communications Committee is important to address extremely slanderous statements. The federal government's secretariat meeting held at Menara Dato' On in Kuala Lumpur yesterday night saw leaders from all parties in the government present. It marked Anwar's first time coming back to the Umno headquarters in 25 years since the Reformasi movement in 1998. Although Muda's logo was visible in the backdrop of the meeting, it seems like they did not have a representative there. Muda's Secretary General said the party did not receive an invitation to attend the meeting and was not informed about it. Muda has claimed that they were kept in the dark about the government's first secretariat meeting, which was held at the Umno headquarters in Kuala Lumpur last night. In a post on Twitter today, Muda's Secretary General Amir Hariri Abdul Hadi said the party did not receive an invitation to attend the meeting, nor were they informed about it. He posted a picture of the meeting and a close-up of the backdrop, saying that Muda's logo is there, but they didn't know anything. Amir said that by the time they knew about it, there was already a decision. He added that Muda should be informed about the decisions made during the meeting and perhaps they could get a briefing on the results of the meeting. After the meeting yesterday, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim had announced that all parties in the government gave their commitment to work together in the upcoming elections for 6 states. He also announced the formation of a Political and Agenda Monitoring Committee as well as a Strategic Communications Committee. Among those who attended the meeting were DAP Secretary General Anthony Loke and Amanah President Muhammad Sabu, who had set foot in the inner sanctum of UMNO's office for the first time. For Anwar, it was his first time returning to the UMNO headquarters since his sacking on September 3, 1998. PAS has expected that the parties in the coalition government will work closely to face Perikatan Nasional in the state elections. However, PAS Vice President Muhammad Amar Abdullah also expects there to be conflict between the parties. PAS Vice President Muhammad Amar Abdullah believes that the parties in the coalition government will have problems working together to face the coming state elections. Muhammad Amar said his prediction was based on his party's previous experience with UMNO, which ended in failure prior to the 2015 general election. According to Muhammad Amar, UMNO wanted to be the big brother and wanted a lot of seats. That was one of the reasons why PAS couldn't work with them in GE15. He said he expected the same situation will be faced by BN and Pakatan Harapan, especially in the states that UMNO once controlled. He added that there could be a conflict between BN and Harapan in deciding seats to contest. Muhammad Amar, who is also Kelantan Deputy Menteri Besar, said this when asked to comment on the agreement of all the parties in the federal government to cooperate to face the state elections. He said PAS expects to face fierce competition and both PAS and PN needed to respond in the right way to deal with the challenge. He said the competition will be tougher and PAS will have to work harder. Still on the topic of the state elections, Bersatu's youth chief believes that PN can win Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. This is if Khairi Jamaluddin contests under the coalition's ticket in the polls. Bersatu Youth Chief Wan Ahmad Faisal Wan Ahmad Kamal said Perikatan Nasional could capture Selangor and Negeri Sembilan in the upcoming state elections. This is if Khairi Jamaluddin is allowed to contest under the coalition's ticket in the polls. He said this is because the sacked UMNO leader is capable of creating a new wave among young voters who are on the fence in the 6 state polls. He added that Bersatu considers Khairi as an asset and is willing to accept him if he accepts their proposal. Wan Faisal stressed that PN is willing to allow Khairi to contest in any state seat in Selangor or Negeri Sembilan if he joins Bersatu. Asked about his recent meeting with Khairi, Wan Faisal declined to comment further. He also shot down claims that PN was so short of quality leaders that the coalition was willing to accept outsiders like Khairi into its fold. Wan Faisal said politics is like a football match and they need imported players to win, and the same goes for Khairi. He added that Khairi was useless to UMNO, but to PN he is very much needed for Malaysia's future. Khairi was sacked from UMNO on January 28. He recently said that he is mulling offers to run for public office in Selangor, including that of Menteri Besar. Anwar has reiterated that investigative and enforcement bodies as well as the judiciary are free to conduct any investigations. He also called on them to take action regardless of positions and ideologies. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has called on enforcement agencies to take immediate action against irregularities at various levels regardless of position and ideology. Anwar said efforts to correct irregularities, such as the issue of looting of finances, always received extraordinary opposition from various quarters. He said those who opposed it would use race, such as in the name of the Malays, or use religion to claim that it was political prosecution. He added that the claims would be made without them investigating or listening to reports from the investigators of the enforcement agencies. Speaking at an assembly of Ministry of Finance staff here today, Anwar said that action is taken based on the facts and laws and is not done to manipulate. Previously, Anwar had stressed that the unity government did not interfere in the affairs of investigative and enforcement bodies, including in the investigation conducted by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission against Bersatu. Kota Melaka Wanita UMNO Division Chief Hariyati Hamzah has elaborated on the reasons why there needs to be a change of leadership in Wanita UMNO. Kota Melaka Wanita UMNO Division Chief Hariyati Hamzah said the power struggle that has kicked off within Wanita UMNO stems from dissatisfaction among a number of the wing's divisional leaders over Wanita Chief Nur Aini. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, Hariyati claimed many members were disappointed with Nur Aini, who they saw as not doing enough to fight for Wanita UMNO at the national level. She said party members' morale was down as UMNO had just experienced its worst defeat and they needed to be given encouragement to continue doing party work. However, she said Nur Aini had failed to help in empowering Wanita UMNO and only a small number of Wanita candidates were fielded in the last general election. Elaborating further, Hariyati alleged that Nur Aini had not given prominence to Wanita UMNO members when the latter was a minister. She claimed that Nur Aini gave less important posts to female UMNO leaders, while their male counterparts had the chance to hold more significant and challenging roles. Hariyati said Nur Aini, who held the higher education minister post between 2021 and 2022, should have given more trust to women to lead. Previously, Hariyati was reported to have issued a statement calling for a change in Wanita UMNO's leadership. She claimed that a huge number of Wanita's divisional leaders now want Shahrizad to make a comeback in the forthcoming party election to lead them. The cabinet has yet to decide on a replacement for Attorney General Idris Harun, whose contract ends in March. The government has not decided on a successor to Attorney General Idris Harun when his contract ends in March. In a press conference today, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said that the matter was still being discussed. Idrus was appointed as Attorney General on March 6, 2020 by the Perikatan National Administration. He replaced Tommy Thomas, who had resigned when the Pakatan Harapan government collapsed that year. Previously, it was reported that 3 judges were being considered by Anwar for the Attorney General post. The 3 are Ahmad Fairuz Zainul Abidin, Kamaluddin Muhammad Said, and one Ahmad Farid Wan Saleh. Ahmad Fairuz and Kamaluddin had previously served in the Attorney General's chambers before being appointed as judges. Additionally, Ahmad Fairuz was also a former Deputy Chief Executive of the Securities Commission. Currently, Ahmad Fairuz serves as a High Court judge while Kamaluddin is a Court of Appeals judge. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.